What's up, everybody? It's Alex from Heavy New York, and on the phone, we got Lance, the king of black metal, and about 500 other things most people can't handle, and Matthias backwards of the almighty Witch Taint. Thank you guys for your time today.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting my full name right.
Yeah, no problem. Why isn't it 666 other things most people can't handle? You gotta step up your game a little bit.
It felt a little too on the nose, you know.
Yeah. You can only master so many things.
People work a little bit.
Exactly. But we finally are getting this Friday Sons of Midwestern Darkness out on TP Records. Who wants to give a rundown on how the making of this record was and the recording and all that fun stuff?
Well, we can, we'll both jump in. I mean, the album, aside from being the greatest...
It is number one, I would say, in probably all of rock history.
Yeah, I mean...
Or at least black metal history.
No, I think you're right.
But since black metal is the best kind of music, that means it is also the number one album ever of all times.
That is true.
Yeah, it's the best album, but it's also the worst album, but in the best kind of way, I think. But it's 16 years in the making, which I think is almost longer than Chinese. But to be fair,
no, 3 years longer. Yes.
Yeah.
But we,
than that wreck of an album.
But an eternity shorter than the new Tool album.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But it's most of the 16 years were spent in true underground forums.
I was in a cave most of these years.
Yeah, so we really
on my email with Lance.
Yeah, we only started really recording it in the last 2 years.
2018.
Yeah. So
it took me a year to record, mostly on my 1990s PC laptop, which is very slow, and so hence it takes us a long time to record. But the tone of this laptop is very nice. It's very brutal and extreme and depressive.
Yeah, and there's no samples except for some of them and the plugins.
Except for these samples, there are none.
Being that you've worked on this album for 16 long years, did these songs ever change in the course of 16 years, or are we hearing the initial outtake of all these songs?
No, they're really... I mean, the first... With the original, the email exchange from the black metal dialogues, we had recorded one song. Well, I recorded it with...
First 14 years, one song. And then the last 2 years, 12 maybe.
Yeah, but the one song was actually the demo that I recorded with one session musician, Come Lord 2, who's no longer...
And this song lasted almost 14 years. It was almost that long of a song itself.
Yeah, it's 3 minutes and 33 seconds. That was intentional.
It feels like 14 years.
Yeah, but then once we started doing the reading the emails on stage, we started to add songs. The first one was Taint of the Witch, which is the last song on the album, and then we gradually started writing more and more that we added to the show, and then we did the Wacken Festival in 2018, and when we looked out on the field of the looks of awe masquerading as confusion on people's faces when they saw us just standing there reading from our laptops. But then we would play the songs we had written, and they would go crazy, and we decided it was time to record.
Mm-hmm.
They were decimated. They may not have been aware of it, but Germany was fully decimated by the Taint. And also, incidentally, both Judas Priest and Danzig closed for Witch Taint.
Yeah, that was the best part. I mean, we would headline. We were the only band that headlined every day. Most bands just play one day at Wacken. We played all 4 days, and then we did an after party after every show, and we would have Judas Priest play, Danzig, some other bands. I have to look at the flyer. There's a raccoon.
I don't remember most bands I see. They are just to be forgotten immediately. I mostly only listen to Witch Taint, but I did make exception for Judas Priest and Danzig. It's okay. They are pussies, but for what they are okay, you know.
Yeah, pussies compared to us, you know.
Yes,
but
of course, yes.
They're legendary, but compared to us, they're pussies. So just perspective.
Which is kind of redundant, I guess, statement.
Mm-hmm. One question I had for Lance, the king of black metal, and about 500 other things most people can't handle, did maybe taking lessons on how to be a true metalhead from Philip H. Anselmo, being the metal grasshopper, did that maybe teach you some new things to help enhance the Sons of Midwestern Darkness?
Oh yeah, that I learned a lot training with Phil Anselmo at his compound and out in North Shore of New Orleans.
Under assumed name, though.
Yeah.
For you were not in corpse paint in that. You were being barefaced.
Some of it.
Entire series.
I was corpse.
Oh, there is one. Yes, 1 or 2 minutes. Yes.
But I did learn a lot from him. I learned how to make a nice salad. I got better at weed whacking. And I tried beignets for the first time, and that was really nice.
Wow.
So, but by the end of it, I feel like he probably learned a lot. It's one of those things, like, the student becomes the master,
Yeah, I hope you thanked him in the liner notes of this album.
Well, we ran out of room because of the font. So we decided... we decided not to thank anybody.
Fair enough.
And we thought we would just leave room for people to thank us.
Wow. That was beautifully deep in the most ironic way, actually.
Yeah. We talked to Phil and all the various people who have supported Witch Taint for years now, and we thanked them in email. But the exciting thing about having this album out is, giving the opportunity for people like Phil Anselmo and, some of the people we have on the record, like Chris Reifert from Autopsy, Micus from Venom, Malthus from Carpathian Forest, they're all metal gods, but then compared to us, they're pussies. So, but again, compared to us, in the day-to-day, they're not pussies at all. But when you can see it, even when we hang out with those guys, we just have a variety of salsas and
you guys make Euronymous and Varg look like the Beastie Boys or the Jonas Brothers at this point. So
more Jonas Brothers.
This is true.
Yes.
Yeah.
One question I really have is that I thought every song on this album, from Sons of Satan to Changes to Viking Heaven to The Dark Way to Conclusion, all these songs really played by their own rules. Did you guys take inspiration from many different sources for the making of Sons of Midwestern Darkness?
Well, I was really inspired by Matthias backwards.
I was incredibly inspired by Lance, the King of Black Metal, and about 500 other things.
Mm-hmm.
But so other than that,
Witch Taint too, I would suppose.
But I think we pulled from just everything that we like. Bands that any music, just combines different. You can hear little bits of. There's black metal, there's new wave of British heavy metal, there's, punk and hardcore.
Anything that we felt worthy of improving upon.
Yeah.
We took this as inspiration.
And there's, there's a lot, there's soul and R&B on the record.
Oh, yes.
I think we're the first black metal band to ever have an R&B slow jam on an album.
We do off the record. We are both very big fans of Barry White.
Oh, Barry White is awesome. There's nothing to be ashamed of there.
But we cannot publicly disclose this affection.
Oh, I'm not cropping that out of the interview.
Other than we do a song with this one song. Ready for that.
Put it in there. I mean, like, because it is the first.
Okay.
It's the first time it's ever been done. I mean, there's rumors of like an early Emperor demo where Isan is like, take off that you're my dear, but that was like, I think Fenriz maybe had a copy of it. That's about it.
Isan is like the classiest person in black metal. That's what
Really?
Yeah, in my opinion.
I thought Gal was, because he knows all about wine.
He also has good manners. He punishes people who come to his house and do not show the proper respect and manners.
Yeah, I mean, that's
respect.
That's like straight up Emily Post shit right there.
Very fair enough.
Who is a Witch Taint fan, by the way? Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Wendy Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's Wendy Davis.
Texas politician.
One thing I actually really wanted to know, in a more serious context though, like in a way, is Lance the King of Black Metal and about 500 other things most people can't handle, and Matthias backwards, is this extensions of who you guys are personally? Are you portraying like a character completely outside of your element on this album, or is this like an extension of who you personally are without the corpse paint?
Well, we never not wear corpse paint, so that maybe is a little hard to wrap my head around.
I do. At Subway, when I'm working at Subway, they said I can't do it anymore, but because it gets in something that interacts with the teriyaki chicken sandwich. I don't understand it, but no, I would say, yeah, no, I think Witch Taint is definitely an extension of our everything about us, and I think
these songs really express everything we are feeling inside in our hearts.
Yeah.
I mean, from changes to a song like, Taint of the Witch, which is about horrible itch in the perineum, which is a feeling too. So yes, that goes deep, deep into who we are as people, physically, mentally, spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we're very like, we've always been sort of loners. Like with this self-isolation stuff, I mean, we've been doing that since the 90s, so this is like no big deal for us at all. But
you were self-isolating
before
it was
the world is
cool.
actually kind of trying to imitate us in a way.
Yeah, you should honestly like sue everybody who's preaching social distancing, because I think they're illegally licensing your stage presence and your persona.
This is our trademark, our service mark.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when everyone started getting the Rachel haircut, because Jennifer Aniston had that. And it's like kind of how she must have felt is how we feel about everyone social distancing now and like self-isolating, because, that's kind of our thing.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, and on the one hand it makes us proud of what we've achieved, but on the other hand it makes us much less obscure, which we do not like.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, and when people come see you in concert now, it's going to contradict everything. It's going to be like a whole conundrum.
Oh, us coming outside.
Maybe limit our concerts to 4 or 5 people. It will put much less pressure on us to sell tickets if everyone must be 6 feet apart, including the band. We might need bigger stage.
Fair
yeah,
enough.
but I think regardless, as long as they get like our hummus requests right for backstage, we're up for anything.
I'll make sure that the guys at St. Vitus know this.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a couple, you just get like a classic hummus and then spicy garlic hummus, and, we're fine.
Fair enough. It doesn't take exactly a genius to realize that you guys also have some of the greatest senses of humor in metal ever. Is there, though?
What?
I think so. But I also find your music to be technically impressive, like very. So is there a serious moment that you guys have in songwriting, or do you just kind of you just say fuck it and just let everything happen organically?
I think we just let it happen. I mean, most of the songs were written in like 30 seconds. I mean, the whole album is pretty much, we would trade off. We hate technology, but we made iPhone memo demos and sent them to each other, and it's mostly grunting.
And the microphone used, the primary microphone for vocals is the laptop microphone, which is part of how it gets so extreme sounding and cult.
Yeah, because it got jammed up because we don't normally drink Chardonnay, but we did on the one day, and it got knocked over and went into the. I mean, lesson learned: just don't leave wine near the laptop. But it basically clogged the, I don't know what it's called, the microphone a little bit. And fortunately, it didn't get to the hard drive. But yeah, you can hear it. People say that you can hear like a certain oakiness to the vocals.
A hint of pecan and apricot,
And
musty yeast.
Yeah, and like shoe leather. There's hints of shoe leather and licorice, I think.
And blood. Oh, pig's blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've always thought, especially when I saw you guys play at the Metal Injection anniversary party, people really have connected with your music, though, in such a profound way. Does that kind of defeat the purpose of what Witch Taint is all about? People just want to go up and give you guys hugs, but that goes against the whole self-isolation thing.
Well, we're probably not going to hug anyone for a couple months at least. We're guessing. But no, as long as the music is as extreme and catchy and danceable as we had intended, whatever happens after that. I mean, we kind of knew that by making this record and putting it out there, everyone would want to hang out with us and, like, invite us to do summer shares and things like that.
It's a small price to pay for.
Yeah, I mean, like, we've
making
never.
our music. There's people. We run the risk that people might like it as much as we try to be, like I said, obscure as possible and depressive. But
yeah, I mean,
people will lose their minds, I guess.
We tried to make some of it unlistenable, but it ends up. It's kind of all hits. You know what I mean? Like,
basically, if a song is not a hit, we simply do not write it.
Right.
No, we tried to make deep cuts on this album, but then we would finish, be like, this would be like a deep cut. People will just skip right past
it's
this.
It's the only thing we've really ever had to admit failure on, to be honest. Yeah. Trying to write these deep cuts.
Yeah, it just ends up being
not work.
There's 17 songs on the album, but I'm sure they're all hits.
Well, even the 2 bonus tracks are hits. So yeah, it's a very hard decision.
And then some of the 5 of the tracks are just us schooling motherfuckers on various topics. And that is an area like where we did kind of learn from Phil and Anselmo, not the part about what he taught us, but just the idea of educating people, schooling motherfuckers, and things like that. So we do have him to thank for that.
Mm-hmm.
But
we do realize that with being a band such as Witch Taint, that does carry with it some social responsibility.
Definitely.
Hence, schooling motherfuckers left and right.
You should make a movie about your true cult ways, like a documentary almost, like a documentary or a movie because I don't think there's ever really been a movie based on black metal ever.
We could see, as far as making a black metal documentary or movie, yeah, we agree it hasn't been done.
Yeah.
And we, if you want an exclusive, we are actually in talks with the Hallmark Channel right now.
You should call it Lords of Chaos. I feel like that's a really good title to describe
this is not bad.
That's not bad. Well, we should, spell chaos with a K, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes, then yes. Yeah.
So, just remember, you got the idea from me.
No, we'll cut you in.
Oh, I appreciate it. So, before we go, I want to thank you guys so much for your time today. I know it's very hectic, but I know self-isolation is nothing for you guys. Is there just anything else you would like to promote for Witch Taint?
Well, we have a new video coming out for Death to Death Metal that comes out Thursday, and then our album is out Friday. So
yes, we invite people to watch. We have 3 videos now, which are all very depressive, brutal, and extreme. And we would not love, but we would recommend that people come watch our videos as well as listen to this amazing record.
Yeah, and resist the urge to dance and sing along. We apologize that our music. If there's one failure on the record, I think it's that it's really catchy and it makes you want to dance and sing.
That's a failure?
And, well, originally
we do not. I mean, dancing is for pussies, but sometimes you just cannot help it when you feel that beat. You just have to get up and clap your. Anyway.
Yeah,
I don't recommend dancing by any means.
But we're just saying, we had originally recorded the album that was intended to listen to alone while sitting in a ditch or by like a babbling brook that's mocking you in the night or something, but then ended up being really fun and catchy and danceable, and we apologize for that.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much, everybody.
Thank you.
We are here with Lance, the king of black metal, and about 500 other things most people can't handle, and Matthias backwards of the almighty Witch Taint, Sons of Midwestern Darkness. Be sure to pick that up on Friday when supplies officially last forever. We'll see you next time on Heavy New York.